lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name is Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking about another issue of Orion from the Walt Simonson run. I talked about it when I did the first issue, how much I just loved that particular comic and how I was kind of pissed that it took me so long to read it. I immediately grabbed the rest of that run. Now, having read all of it, I have to say it was just like from beginning to end, so good. Some of the backup stories too, some of the talent out of there, Frank Miller, Howard Chaykin, Jim Lee, Klaus James. I mean, just so many awesome creators that came in and did some stories for him. But this one I wanted to talk about because it's basically a completely wordless comic. It's a battle between Orion and Darkseid. And the reason I wanted to talk about it too is because there were some letters where they complained that they didn't feel like they got their money's worth because there wasn't enough dialogue. And I think that that's crazy because what you see in this comic book is visual feast for the eyes. Just absolutely great. So it's going to be a quick one because like I said, it's mostly just showing off the art. The story is them fighting, you know? And it even says at the top, the father of Apocalypse shall meet his banished son in the red light of the fire pits. So it is written, so shall it be. And as they square off, you know, you have in the background all the fucking people of Apocalypse watching off in the distance. Time for talking is over. And just that smug look at Darkseid, he points the finger. Orion takes off his mother box and tosses it to the side. And then we just get the squaring off. Boom, uses the boom tube to attack. And just so many great sequences here. Even seeing Darkseid have some sort of armor, which he usually doesn't wear. His arms are bare, but look at this double page. Oh my god. So effing good. And Orion is able to jump out of the way, does this little flip, and then you can see even Darkseid as he smiles, but then the look of worry in his face as Orion comes back and cracks him right in the... Again, just so awesome. And I love that on the top and bottom we get, you know, it's not just the same image over and over. Like, it differentiates. There's a ton of people watching this epic battle between father and son. And, you know, earlier in the series too, like, it's questioned whether or not Darkseid really is his father, even though it's been told to us forever. And then by the end of this, like, you know, spoiler alert, he does find out that Darkseid is indeed his father. But just the energy, like, Kirby would be proud of Walt Simonson's depiction of his characters and the action sequences, and just like even something like this where you're just seeing the destruction, you're seeing their bodies flying. And I love this. It's like out of like a western or something when like two people are squaring off. Orion's doing some sort of move. He's powering up, and then boom, boom. And then a massive explosion. Both of them go up and they get thrown back down. And then you see this glint in Orion's eye as he's getting up, and both of them looking at each other. It's epic. Just the way he's like flinging himself at him. Darkseid's powering up, ready to punch him, and Orion just takes him down, slams him face first into the ground. Darkseid does a sweeping leg kick. Orion jumps out, jumps back in, boom, steps on him, flipping around. Almost like a finesse to his fighting that I previously didn't see. I always thought of Orion more as like a bruiser type, just like pummeling stuff. And as Darkseid right here, we see it. His Omega Beam's about to come. This. I love just the two of them. Orion's locking eyes, Darkseid's locking eyes. Orion hitting this thing on his wristband, powering up his Astro Force, and the Omega Beams go. He jumps up, gets deflected, and shot right back at Darkseid. And he's dead. Epic issue, dude. Absolutely phenomenal. I love it. Even the powerful image of him just saying, it's finished. So good. I can't recommend this series enough. And another thing I want to point out, too, before I stop, is always check out these letters pages if you have these single issues, or, you know, if you pick up the issues because of me talking about it, which I hope definitely happens. They're all good. I love Walter Simonson's the one that responds to it, and sometimes he'll have like little editorials even in here in some of the earlier issues where he's like kind of talking about the history of the New Gods, especially in issue 1. Those letters, that kind of outro almost from him and his explanation of why he took it on was really good. This is a series that I can't recommend enough. I think it's one of the best DC runs from this period, and again, I'll say it, I wish I didn't wait so long to read it because it is phenomenal. And it's so cool to see, Walt Simonson doing, Kirby's Thor, and then he does, Kirby's New Gods. I think it's like a really great combination of stuff. And make sure you check out the other video. I'll link that at the end for issue 1. Make sure you check out the rest of the vids on the channel. And like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid drops. And on that note, I'm out.